So first, let me just address a question that is on everybody's mind at home tonight. Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name, and what the heck is he doing in the middle of this debate stage? I'll tell you, I'm not a politician.
Of a mill worker's son who dares to defy the odds. The hope of a skinny kid with a funny name who believes that America has a place for him too.
Is this real? This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Make sure you get the link in the description section. This is our top Trump shirt on the website. I thought that the other one, the Teflon Don with the mugshot, would be one, but people tend to love this shirt more than any other shirt we have on our four-time convicted champ. We mixed the Super Bowl look with Donald Trump. He got rings and everything on. So, y'all love this shirt to death, man. That's why I make it for you. Anyway, put in discount code Trump4X. You get 30% off the entire store. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get a notification anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies. I want to talk about this clip that I saw from a gentleman named Anomaly. Now, Anomaly, I don't have anything but respect for Anomaly. I think a lot of his things are very thoughtful. His videos are very well put together. They go beyond what normal people do in analysis of political issues. And he made a video about Vivek Ramaswamy, assuming, and I think that he's trying to make a point that Vivek Ramaswamy is a plant and that he's no different than the Obamas, specifically Barack Obama, in his approach, as if he's bought and paid for by Big Pharma, and pretty much saying that we should be aware, maybe beware, of Vivek Ramaswamy and his emerge to success. Now, I'm going to play the clip from Anomaly. On Instagram, he is Dream Rare. So Dream Rare, we'll put the link so you can follow his Instagram. But I'm going to play the clip from him, and then I'm going to play Vivek's response. And this is why I like Vivek, because Vivek is not afraid to just come out and just give a response. Some people, they believe when people are threatening their character or they're saying things about them that they should just be quiet and no comment. Just come out and give a response, bro. And I think Vivek's response is pretty interesting as well. So watch this clip, and then we're going to listen to what Vivek had to say about the clip. I'm telling you, after you watch this clip, you're going to be like, that's weird. But I want you to hear Vivek's response as well. Roll the clip.
So first, let me just address a question that is on everybody's mind at home tonight. Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name, and what the heck is he doing in the middle of this debate stage? I'll tell you, I'm not a politician.
Of a mill worker's son who dares to defy the odds. The hope of a skinny kid with a funny name who believes that America has a place for him too.
Now, let me just be honest. That does start out weird, right? Right? He literally said the same thing that Barack Obama said. He literally, somebody writing his speech, somebody prepped him to nearly say the same thing Barack Obama said. Now, I will say this. It may not matter because he may be smart enough to say, I'm going to let you listen to his explanation, but he may be smart enough to say, I'm going to say this because people resonate with it. And some people that like Obama, but they don't, they want to get that same feeling from a Republican candidate. I may use some of the same sentiments and roll it out that way. But let me finish the clip.
So who is Vivek Ramaswamy?
The Obama plagiarizing Big Pharma CEO.
Who wrote a book less than a year
See, that's Anomaly.
ago in which he compared Trump to sore loser Stacey Abrams, said he respects Pence, and says that Mike Pence did the right thing on January 6th. A man who tweeted out, "Well said, George Soros," and seemingly even parroted his rhetoric on open societies.
A man who took money for his law school from a Soros fellowship said he did it in a video defending himself, quote, "when I didn't have the money."
When I didn't have the money and it was a merit scholarship.
Yet Fox News reported that he made millions of dollars that year and $1 million every year for a couple years prior.
Now, here, let me just speak to that point. I'm gonna let Vivek say his thing, but I'm just gonna give you my initial thoughts when I first heard this, and then I'll tell you. When I first heard this, I say, well, there's a lot of nuances to this, right? He said, I didn't have the money and I got an opportunity to get a grant. Well, just because you made $2.2 million don't mean that you have $2.2 million available to you. You can make $2.2 million as income, but you have expenses, maybe have other things, or you may be investing your money and you don't want to waste it on college when somebody's going to give you a free scholarship, right? You know, why would you waste your money on college? They can give you a free scholarship. Come on. All right. So I thought that kind of crossed my mind that way.
So he lied about that.
A man who made a fortune off of a failed Alzheimer's drug, and a man who just last year wrote a Wall Street Journal op-ed in which he said, the most important step in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic was the distribution of vaccines. That's in 2022. So who is Big Pharma salesman Vivek? Well, he's whoever you want him to be, because just like Obama, he'll say whatever he has to say, even copying Obama, to tell the naive and foolish sheeple what they want to hear. Everyone's giving this guy softball interviews and weak debates. Vivek, if you want a real challenge, come on my channel. I don't buy your shtick at all.
So he called him out. He said, look, come on my channel. Everybody giving you softball interviews. You know, I think Vivek has been holding his own, but let's see what Vivek had to say as a response to some of the questions.
We're surging in the polls. The knives are coming out. The opposition research machines are churning. And you know what? That's a good thing, because I'm running to be your next president. I want to lead this country, and I better darn well be able to take some questions along the way. Stay skeptical. I would be too. Let me just address them transparently. Most popular questions we've gotten, in order. First, what is my relationship with the World Economic Forum? Answer, none, other than being probably their biggest critic here in the United States. And then the reason people are asking me this, though, is because the World Economic Forum named me on a list of so-called young global leaders. They did it despite the fact that I turned down their award. They kept my name on that list despite the fact that I repeatedly asked them to take it off because I did not share their values. I'm an opponent of it. Well, when they refused to do it, you know what I did? I sued them because I believe in taking action. That's the World Economic Forum question. Next popular question we get is, what is my connection with George Soros? Answer, none, zero, indirect, direct, zero connection with George Soros. Why are people asking this question? It's because back in 2010, by the way, long before George Soros had completely fallen off the deep end and gone into these progressive causes, funding these disastrous, toxic prosecutors who are soft on crime, who I've also railed against. Long before then, in 2010, I won a scholarship when I was 24, 25 years old, headed to law school, that was partly funded by, not George Soros, but Paul Soros, who's a relative, a brother of George Soros, who made his money independently.
Is that true? Wasn't even George Soros. Is that true? Okay.
By the way, is now dead. That funded hundreds of people. Hundreds of kids won that scholarship. I was one of them to go to graduate school at the age of 24, 25, back when I didn't have a lot of money to do it.
All right, so he said a little bit about it. I think I put some words in his mouth on some other things, or at least I insinuated what I thought he was thinking about the Obama comments and stuff like that. You know what? I could ask him to interview him again. You know, I interviewed Vivek like a month or two ago, and I thought it was an incredible interview. I would interview him again. I'm going to reach out to his people to interview him. Maybe he think it's pointless to even talk about this stuff. But the same thing with Melania. Y'all remember when Melania like literally read Michelle Obama's speech word for word? Like she literally plagiarized the entire speech. Now we know that Melania didn't do it. Somebody writing her speech did it. I don't know if it was a prank or it was because somebody, you know, was dumb enough to think they can get away with recycling the first lady of the United States, the first black woman who's the first lady of the United States of America's speech. So I don't know which one it is, but somebody dropped the ball. Now, moving forward, Vivek could have been victim of the same thing. Or maybe it was a tactic. I would love to ask him and say, okay, you seem to be quoting almost verbatim the little skinny joke that Obama did. Why did you do it? What's the difference? He already explained to George Soros, but I'm pretty sure he can knock it out in one interview. And then also some of the other things, you know, the big pharma, the writing about his book. He clarified that on Chuck Todd, I think his name. What's his name? Chuck Todd. The person on NBC, I forget his last name. Yeah, I think it's Chuck Todd. He clarified it on Chuck Todd's show, but I'm sure he can clarify that in a separate interview. He may not need to do this interview, so he may not want to do it. I wouldn't blame him if he didn't. But I think that it'll be good to if in fact he is right and Anomaly is wrong, that he get out on the record and just dispel all this stuff. I thought he did a good job on this video, just kind of talking about the George Soros. If it was actually Paul Soros, not even George Soros, then there is no connection between him and George Soros. You know, so we'll see. Hopefully he take the debate with Anomaly. A lot of times he go on these people's platforms. Anomaly does have a pretty big platform. But I may ask him to interview him again and see if I can clarify some of these things. And if he wrong, he wrong. I'll call him out on it. If he wrong, if he right, I would love to hear his explanation. But you do have to understand that he's surging in the polls, and he's going to get a lot of attention, and rumors and conspiracies are going to come out, some of which could be true, some of which could be a complete lie. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Go get you one of these shirts. I'm out.